We have listened to better music. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio, all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio.
The ultimate hit music station, Zimnet Radio, blending the hottest audio.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
This is a disclaimer. The opinions expressed by contributors during radio call-in shows are solely those of the individual callers and do not reflect the opinions of Zimnet Radio, DJs, presenters, managers or administration. Listeners are encouraged and advised to seek the services of qualified professionals for their personal problems.
In touch with the best online station, Zimnet Radio.
Thank you so much, Zimbabwe. This is the Men's Corner Show. My name is DJ Sodza, broadcasting live from Humberside Studios, right here in the United Kingdom. May I also welcome the panelists for today. I know that Sekuru is on his way. Komatich is on his way. I think Sekuru is just flown back from Italy, where Arsenal were playing AC Milan there. So you can you can imagine how happy he is tonight.
You love stirring, don't you?
Sally, welcome to the show.
Thank you, DJ Sodza. And you men are terrible. It's Women's Day today, so happy Women's Day to all the women listening. I hope your men treated you gently for a change. And keep on doing what you're doing and keep on fighting for being a lady.
Yes. Thanks, Sally, for highlighting that. I don't know if you've been listening for the past hour. I was playing music for the women out there. Thanking them of what they do. Yes, thanking them of what they do to us men, looking after us, and make sure we are watered and fed, and all the rest of it. Helping, looking after the kids. Yes, looking after the kids and the rest. It's endless, isn't it? Absolutely endless.
Yes. Our job never stops. We on 24/7 call.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah. And I played the listeners a nice track from my friend Hosea Chipanga, which says that the biggest wealth you can have on this earth is not $1 million. It's a beautiful, loving wife. That's all you need. Do you agree with that, Sally?
Yes, I do.
Come on.
It can be a girlfriend. It doesn't have to be a wife. You don't have to be married.
It can be a girlfriend. Yes, it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she can only be as loving. Listen carefully, you men. She can only be as loving and as good as the man that she is with. There we are. So if she is it's because the man is
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you. Let me go. Kuna Tete Rosie there in America. Tete Rosie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Happy Women's Day there.
Oh, thank you. Same to every woman out there.
Fabulous indeed. What's happening in America? Anything good there? What's the gossip?
Nothing exciting. Just waiting. Just watching the progression of the Mueller independent investigation into the Russian thing, seeing how it progresses.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Mugama Wilbert, welcome to the show.
Hello everybody. Yes, happy Women's Day. I think all the gentlemen out there should treat the girls well. Run a bubble bath, as Alicia Kay would say.
That's nice. That's very romantic, Mkoma Wilbert. Thank you for that. The Chief Sose Masura Seigo, how many wives have you got, Chief? I'm told for you to be chief, you have to have minimum of 3.
Are you trying to expose me now, DJ? I wasn't expecting that one.
Because I understand the chiefs, minimum 3 women out there.
Every Women's Day.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chief Sose. Mkoma Teach Kulanda Nuko, how are you?
We are celebrating.
What has happened?
International Women's Day. I'm waiting for Arsenal.
Oh dear me. Oh, okay.
I suppose Arsenal winning doesn't come into it. I suppose Arsenal. Yeah.
We're celebrating International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, ladies.
Right, wonderful. Thank you.
Those gentlemen that look after these nice ladies.
Thank you so much. Sakuru Birmingham.
Maneru.
Mascara Sego, are you back already from Italy?
Ndiri kumwadoro rinotonhorera. Because vazviita vakomana vaya kusanisiro vapedo kuti zvafamba sei asi ndangoona gatuso angobuda ziya.
Aiwa. Kombuya muri kuendesa ku restaurant ipiko Sekuru for this celebrating this International Women's Day?
She was in our kitchen. She loves that restaurant here.
Oh, in the kitchen?
Do restaurant yake anobika ega achiita zvaanoda isamfuwira wakakwana. Restaurant hatiziwa anofuwira saka zvobatsirisa.
So you can treat your wife ikakumboendesawo to a nice restaurant out Sekuru. Zvakaipika.
Vakadzi venyu mazuva ano ava vanoda kutritiwa ava. Vanodetsa. Kutritiwa kurapwa ere. Handiti kurapwa ere.
Sekuru, anyway, we need to move on. We've got some serious issues we want to talk about. Musukuru wenyu ari kunditumira message kuno kwanzi. Could you please ask Sekuru kuti what kind of beer is he drinking? Is it Stella or Foster's?
Foster's.
Oh, you're on Foster's. Okay. All right.
Asi riri kuzipa ndikuzwa kuzipigwa.
Zvakanaka Sekuru. Sekuru, let's be serious now. There's issues. Wazukuru wenyu waungana, they want to know. Ndatumira topic yatapuwa earlier on namkoma tichi kuti discuss nas. What is happening to Mugabe, Sekuru? Is he being played? Kana kuti they are played? Or he is playing them?
Initial Mugabe vakati good night papa now I'm going to good night and tombotevedzeri kuti uri kuitei. Because ndona sokuti kuda kuti tingatambisa nguva yakawanda zvikuru tichifunga zvaMugabe. Pane kufunga zvamangwana zvine musoro. Mugabe wave nemakore 94. Indine makore 60. That is 34 years since andiri kuda kukafa kuti ndisvike paari. Kuti ndiwaste time yacho ndichifunga izvozvo hazvibetseri.
It's a complete waste of time to talk about Mugabe, but don't you think kuti zviri kuitika? We heard Mnangagwa akuda kutaura zvimwe zvisingaiti pa podium about kuti aiwa tiri kuzvinzwa zviri kuitika and we shall crack down on it. Do you think kuti he's panicking a little bit as well?
Mnangagwa akangogara achipanika handiti paakangonzi toda kudzinga kupata akabhatisa ipanikikeyo.
Okay.
akatozodzoka chiwenga apedza basa. So you can't credit him with having toppled Mugabe. Chiwenga toppled Mugabe nemasoja ndobva vadaidza Mnangagwa kuti chiuya ugarewo nesu utivharire kuti tisanetswa international community.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Sekuru. I've got some very difficult questions for you in the part 2 of this show, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about that one.
Hapana question yaunondibvunza generational whatever muneti generational what yokuti ndikazovhunduka handicheuki muridzi inini.
All right, I know. Sekuru, I can tell, especially with a Foster son by your side there, nothing will face you.
Nothing.
Yes. Mukomatich.
Yes, sir.
Do you think really it is okay what Sekuru is saying? Let's discredit the movement of Mugabe or whatever he says or what's happening there and just move on here?
With all due respect to Sekuru, that will be the most naive thing we can hold. Because the bad blood between Mugabe and the coup leaders has a bearing on how the vast majority of ZANU-PF supporters are going to act and are going to be recruited by the opposition. And there's an opportunity there for a smarter opposition to bring those on board to turn against ZANU. That should be aided because it diminishes ZANU-PF without diminishing. That's how I see it.
So you are saying it will be a tragedy really if we do not encourage the bad blood between Mnangagwa and Mugabe, because then this will clear a platform for the opposition to hammer them to say, look, these people are at the loggerheads. You see what's happening and all that kind of stuff.
The major impact will be the rural voters.
Yes.
That were dedicated to Mugabe youth for years. So those will always find themselves on the defensive, and they will need to find themselves a home. And we can help them decide which is the opposition.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me hear what others have got to say. So, do you think Mnangagwa is a little bit panicking? We saw what he was saying the other day there.
Absolutely, 100%. Because for starters, the fact that they said a peaceful transition aided by the army is being laid bare by everything that Mugabe ever says, which means the African Union and SADC will have to go back again. I know that the African Union are holding an export summit soon, which will review the public situation. And whatever Mugabe is saying or doing, if they decide to act against him, they're damned. If they don't act against him, they're damned. It's a no-win situation. Mugabe has nothing to lose at all. And believe me, despite all the demonization that is there, right now, he has an opportunity, albeit unwitting or unintentional, to have a kickback that could be like a chip that the opposition that he has disguised brings over the years win against him.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mukomatich. Regarding kuna Chief Sose. Chief Sose, which side of the coin are you with here? Sekuru saying that the moment Mugabe said Asante Sana, that was the end of it. Nothing he does, nothing he says, cross his mind. He doesn't want to hear Mugabe say, he doesn't want to know about what he's doing and whatever. But Mukomatich said that will be a mistake. We need to encourage him to discredit Mnangagwa and Chiwenga, and then the opposition must take advantage of that. Especially we are talking the all-important rural vote here. Chief Sose, Ndimima Chief Kuma rural areas. What's your take on this one? Which side of the coin are you?
Mugabe.
Right.
Pas mandu Mnangagwa. So you know what Mugabe is actually to me, the way I see it, is a blessing in disguise. So I actually encourage him to keep doing what he's doing, and even to do more and better, because what he's trying to do, it's actually a favor to the opposition. He has nominated his anointed whatever leader for his opposition party. But we all know that party is never going to garner enough votes to win a national election. But what it is going to do is divide the ZANU-PF vote, especially the rural vote, as you are saying. So this is really good for us, And I like what he's doing, and he should just keep doing that, because if you are opposition, there is no opposition supporter who would have voted for Mugabe, unless you were ZANU-PF. So essentially, all the people who are going to go to that new party are ZANU-PF supporters, or were ZANU-PF supporters. And I can tell you right now that pandakaenda kumusha ini dzimwe chembere dziriko dzakatotsamwa kuti Mnangagwa akabvisirei Mugabe, akamubvisirei Mugabe. Saka vakatonzwa pamwe parutaurwa unzi Mugabe, vanomhanya ipapo. Mugabe akangoanaunza kuti nhasi vanhu vese vanga vari kuno kumusha, chembere dzese, anaani vese vanomhanya ikoko. And I can tell you those people were always going to vote for ZANU-PF. And essentially they were going to vote for Mnangagwa. So this is good for the opposition. All we cry for right now is for the opposition to get organized and take advantage of this opportune time. This is the best time for the opposition to take over the country, to win the national election. Because now we have like 3-4 ZANU-PF factions. We have Mutiniri on this side, we have Mai Mujuru on that side. I know Tich is not going to like that, but that's how it is. It is what it is. And we have Mnangagwa on that side. So all these are eating into the ZANU-PF population. So this is really good for the opposition. We just need to be organized and take advantage of this.
Wow, okay. So do you think really, so you are agreeing with Mkomatich that Mnangagwa, they are quaking in their shoes now?
Oh yeah, definitely. They know what it means. They know what it means. But yeah, you can see, those utterances that he's making. No sane person, no reasonable president should be uttering those words, especially when he's saying his new dispensation. Why would you be so angry with Mugabe voicing up his opinion? He is still a citizen of Zimbabwe. He is entitled to take part in Zimbabwean politics. Whatever they agreed when they took over in their coup, no coup, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take away. It doesn't strip him of his opinion. He is still a Zimbabwean, and he can say whatever he wants, and whatever he says. He's entitled to that. It's his opinion. But Mnangagwa is behaving as if because Mugabe was toppled, then even his voice was also toppled. He should not do anything, So yeah, he definitely he knows what's coming and he's quacking, as you are saying.
Right. Thank you so much. Varikudzimba, if you want to contribute on this one, please do send me messages here. I will endeavor to read all your messages, and I mean all your messages. As long as you don't send my messages and all that kind of stuff, just be civil, and I will read your messages here. Like I said, my WhatsApp number, Kunokuma Studio, 0798 4455 349. That's 0798 4455 349. But Mkoma Benford, warundibata ku Facebook mfunge zvenyu. Kwanzi na Mkoma Benford, I am with Sekuru 100% on this one. Mugabe is failing to realize how irrelevant he is. Both AU and SADC has ignored him completely. He is not a threat to ZANU-PF or to Emmerson Mnangagwa. He doesn't realize how disliked he is by Zimbabwean people. Any political party formed with the Mugabe's blessing will not see daylight in Zimbabwe. Opposition should just organize themselves to expect any assistance from Mugabe. Shows how desperate the opposition really is. That's Mukoma Benford. They're catching me on Facebook. But I want to read something here as well. Right, okay. Kwanziko, I think Mugabe is still in denial. So he is going to try all means to discredit Emmerson Mnangagwa He is in dreamland there, but ED at the same time is not panicking at all. That is what he is supposed. What is he supposed to do? Send a clear message so that he can clear the air. Kwete zokuti people just keep on guessing. All right, okay. On that one, that's the second part of the question. I will do that later. Thank you so much. Right, Tete Rosie.
Yes.
Which side of the coin are you on this one?
I have no dog in this fight.
You haven't?
I don't have a dog in this fight. I mean, honestly, the last few weeks, Zimbabwean politics to me just confuses me. I never really know what's going on. So I don't know whether they're putting up an act, whether they're really fighting, whether there's something really going on. You know, my observation on it, if we're taking it at face value, you know, the question is Mnangagwa panicking. You know, for me, on face value, not having a dog in the fight, he looked like he was panicking. If they're really fighting, he looked like he was panicking. Because I don't understand why he had to go to the point where he's acknowledging Mugabe. For me, I would just ignore him if I didn't. You know, if it means nothing, and I'm not panicked, and I'm not worried, I wouldn't even acknowledge him. I would go, especially with the new dispensation, I wouldn't have my youth. I was shocked to see my youth actually pass Mugabe. Like, was that necessary? These young people, this is the old ZANU-PF. What has really ever changed? And he's trying to say that there's a new dispensation. Like, what's new about that? You know? So, as far as I'm concerned, he's panicking. And if he's panicking and this is a real fight that's going on between them, I suspect it's because these people were friends, and Mugabe and this new political party, they know where all the skeletons are buried in ZANU-PF. They know what happens to the regain. Mnangagwa is not worried about the opposition in MDC, but, based on just his utterances. He's not worried. He's more worried about Mugabe and what Mugabe will do if we're basing it, if it's really going on. And it could be because those guys know everything, all the weaknesses. They know exactly which buttons to push. And Mugabe still has support from Alizé. As much as, we want to deny he's not part of it. There's some people who like Mugabe. It shocked me, because I always used to wonder who votes for him. But when you actually hear him that it's Kitty, Mugabe, you're like, oh, okay, so so Mugabe has the ability to create enough havoc to deny the ZANU, to at least divide the vote, yes, ZANU-PF to a certain extent. And for me, if I'm not in Mnangagwa, everything seems to be going well for him in terms of him neutralizing MDC, doing everything. Everything's going well. And then this Mugabe is trying to now come and cause, commotion for me when I have this situation under control. So maybe that's what he's worried about.
Teteros, if I may ask you a question there. Can you enlighten people what Mugabe has done, actually? What prompted Mnangagwa to acknowledge what Mugabe has done? Some people are asking.
Well, in terms of what is that? What is that noise?
Right.
What is that?
Right. I think you're going to
No, I was saying, in terms of what he has actually done, it's what's been reported in the last few weeks. Mugabe report when the AU came into town. Mugabe made all these comments. This was a coup. I didn't resign. I resigned under duress, which means technically saying this is a coup. So you guys acknowledge that this is a coup. So if it's a coup, the AU and SADC have to act at some point. If the reports are true, that he actually did this. And then the Progression Equity, there is a political party which somehow has Mugabe's blessing, which means Mugabe finally is anointing a leader. This is my successor. ane blessing yake and ava vanhu vakamunyadzisa saka vanhu ava hativadi. So maybe that's what Mnangagwa is angry about. Honestly, ZANU-PF and their theatrics, I never know. Now I don't even know what's going on half the time. I don't know what's real, what's not real, what's going on. You know, but it seems like it's a big maze and a puzzle that has all its pieces together, and it's organized chaos that's going in some direction of staying in power.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for explaining that to us. I want to read a couple of messages coming from people here because now really we've got this platform that people can also contribute. Kwanzi Mugabe does have a lot of support in the rural areas. That's a fact, especially in Mashonaland. Emerson Mnangagwa is panicking because he has never been popular in his constituency. Ask Kichebundo will tell you. I hope Mugabe has had a crisis of conscience and has decided to destroy ZANU-PF. He knows more about ZANU workings and weaknesses than anyone else. He owes us that at the very least. All right. Right. Sally.
Yes, DJ Sodza.
Yes, Sally, what side of the coin are you on here? Should people be listening to what Mugabe is saying? Should you be encouraged by what Mugabe is saying, coming out now saying that he never resigned and this was a coup and all the noises that are coming through? Or you are with Sekuru here and Mkoma Benford who are saying that forget about Mugabe. He is a dead man walking. We don't listen to him. Nobody will vote for him in Zimbabwe. Not a single person will vote for him. He is disliked and he's gone.
Number one, of course Mugabe never resigned.
Right.
The power was taken from him, okay, by Chiwenga. Number two, I love it. I've been waiting for Mugabe to do something because I don't see how a man that is so addicted to power, okay, so addicted that he allowed corruption and everything to kill a country just so that he could stay in power. I mean, I couldn't believe that he was going to now slip off into the misty blue yonder and go and snore under some tree somewhere. So I love it. I love it because ZANU's going to eat ZANU, and that is what has to happen. Okay? Of course Mnangagwa is jumping on eggshells. Number one, he's illegitimate. Okay? Number two, Chiwenga pulls all the strings, and he's got a hope like nothing, okay, that Chiwenga's not going to go buddy up to Mugabe again. All right? I mean, he can't get the investors that he wants and get the country started like he wants before the election because the West is being difficult. Okay, so sitting on eggshells. The dude is sitting on a time bomb, okay, that Russia built. Right? It's a nuclear disaster in the waiting. And I'm loving it. Is Mugabe's party able to do anything? Do you know something? I've been talking with somebody about this the whole week, okay? And ZANU-PF pulls rabbits out of hats that aren't there. And Mugabe, he can call his party anything he wants. It's just an offshoot of ZANU-PF because Mugabe is ZANU-PF. So, you know, nothing would surprise me. Nothing. Maybe the two of them are working together, okay? And then come after elections, the votes are divided, neither one can win, but together they could be the winner. With ZANU-PF, nothing is impossible. And they've shown us that time and time again. As to the opposition, look, Chamisa is too busy grandstanding and getting saluted by soldiers or vanguards or whatever they want to call them, okay? I mean, to me, it's just, it's a sorry story. I'm hoping that Amai Majuru is getting into those rural areas and really working those rural areas, because she can. She's got the ability to do that, okay? So I hope that she does that. As to what will come out of it, hey, as long as ZANU-PF are eating ZANU-PF, me, I'm happy. I'm just worried that the violence could really go overboard because of the two of them battling it out, and then the people in the rural areas really suffer. So that I'm worried about. But the rest, the rest is the cherry on top of the cake, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, okay. Thank you so much, Sally. I want to hear a little bit about Mkoma Wilbert. But before I do that, let me squeeze in a couple of messages coming through. Kwanzi namkanya Leicester. Kuvunduka chati kwatara. Hunge uine katurikwa. Emerson Mnangagwa anoziwa zviri kuseri zvakawandika. So he is a worried man. Then Mkoma Meso is writing to me here, and Mkoma, I am going to say it again. Do you think since the 60s, Mugabe's staunch supporters are just going to disappear overnight? Is that this which is reviving him politically? And this is the Bora Msambo version from Gushungu. Right. Make your minds on what people are saying there. Okay. All right. Tetemeri was asking Kutanzi, ndiana arikutaura kuti Mai Mujuru ndewe ZANU-PF. Mai Mujuru is not at ZANU-PF now. Okay, all right, Tetemeri, thank you. Mukoma Wilbert.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mukoma Wilbert, which side of the coin are you here?
I have always said that when Mai Mujuru was booted out of ZANU-PF, people thought she was going to be the game changer. And I said that she would not, because she doesn't know how ZANU-PF has been rigging elections. But the breakup between Lacoste and G40 is interesting in that respect. I said at this forum that people like Jonathan Moyo knows a lot more than most of us know. And people like that, that is why ED was hunting him down and it will not rest until he gets somebody like that. Now, he was hoping that Mugabe would quietly retire. Mugabe also knows a lot about Jonathan Moyo, about ED and Chiwenga and so forth. And he also knows how they've been rigging elections. And therefore then, for Mugabe to be coming back in the game, knowing what he knows, it makes it very difficult. There was an article in The Economist where Mnangagwa was asked whether the 2008 elections were rigged. And he said they were not rigged. And he came up with the usual line that we have heard so many times from these ZANU-PF apologists. Where is the evidence? If you were to look at what happened that year, I mean, there is so much information, volumes of it. And yet here is somebody saying, oh, where is the evidence? Of course, you were very careful to hid the evidence and ignore it. We are back to where we were during the Ian Smith regime. He was doing the same thing. So Mnangagwa in this particular case is clearly showing that these coming elections are going to be a repeat of 2008. if he feels his position threatened. And to have somebody like Mugabe, who knows exactly what they did during those elections, is the most dangerous thing he could think of. No wonder he's panicking. If he had agreed to implement democratic reforms so that elections are free, fair, and credible, I tell you that Mugabe and his new outfit would be irrelevant. But as long as we are still talking of the elections being conducted in this murky water where it's muddy and no one can see anything what is happening except those who know what is happening, and who controls the whole system, ZEC, the police, the army, and so forth. That is why Mnangagwa is scared stiff of Mugabe. There is no way Mnangagwa can be 100% confident that everybody in ZEC would report to him. They will not leak some of the information to Mugabe. He has got his contacts, and those people will happily want to see Mnangagwa destroyed. He is more scared of Mugabe than he is scared of Maimujuru, scared of MDC, and scared of the rest, all these other 84 political parties. That is what makes this interesting.
So you are saying that long may this continue?
Well, personally, like I said, we want meaningful democratic reforms, but Mnangagwa has clearly no intention of doing so. But now, with Mugabe coming in, he realizes that even not doing so would not guarantee his position. So yes, it is interesting in that respect, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mkoma Wilbert, for that. Samanyika, is it Dubai or no, Abu Dhabi? Kwanziko DJ, I believe Mugabe is being used by Grace, Jonathan Moyo, Kasukuwere, and Patrick Joao. So, this is G40 really wanting to fight back now to try and discredit Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. Thank you so much for that, Mkomo. Right, and this was Sekuru Mkoma teaching panele arda anything more about this story ya Mugabe na Mnangagwa, tumahunga twakubuda uti, panenge panema discrepancies aripo before we move on. Yes. Okay. Mkoma teach tanga even.
Yeah. Point uriya munofanirwa kubata ndeyekuti of all Zimbabweans, dead or alive, there's only one person who knows everything about post-independence. And dismissing that only one person other than Mnangagwa would be a disaster. Step into him, use him. He is useless as a political force. He's not going to come back, but he can give ammunition to those opposed to the military regime for his own selfish reason. But that's what politics is about. You take advantage. Right now, like I said, they will be demoned if they harass him. They will be demoned if they don't. They are in a serious catch-22 situation because touching Mugabe can torch off more than they can chew. It's as simple as that. And we're not talking AU, SADC, we are talking in Zimbabwe, even within the security establishment. It's why you saw all this paging that has happened with generals and other military officers and senior police officers and directors of the CIO and senior agents. It's a clear reason. Right now, these guys are going around well protected. Chiwenga, deputy president, goes with the convoy wherever he goes, including to hospital. They know there are well trained people there that opposed them, that they were successful in overwhelming. And Mugabe speaks because he knows that more than other person. That's all I do.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mkoma Teach. We'll say it. Chief Sose, you want to add a little bit more there?
I mean, I totally agree with what Teach was saying. I wanted to say some of the things that he was saying. Mugabe is actually in a catch-22 situation. You know, to do or not to do, to go for Mnangagwa or not to go for Mnangagwa, I think he doesn't have a choice. The way I see it, I think Mugabe feels betrayed one way or another. I think these people agreed on what they agreed. And maybe Mnangagwa and Chiwenga have already started going back on some of their promises. If I want to go with what my Mujuru said, that Mugabe is on an effective house arrest, you know, and from what we have also been seeing and reading, it looks like Mugabe definitely, you know, is not as free as he should have been. And even his wife is not as free as she should be. And we've also seen, you know, his properties, his farms being, you know, taken away or Mnangagwa wanting to take them away. I don't think they you know, that was part of the agreement. I don't think Mugabe said, you can also take one of my 14 farms. I think he was promised everything, to keep everything. And now he's seeing the agreement, you know, that they made, you know, being trampled upon. And now I think whatever he's doing, he's now doing it for the sake of his family. He doesn't care very much about himself, you know. I think he's thinking about his wife, the survival of Grace, you know, is she going to survive? Is she going, you know, because I think he's just looking at the fact that suppose he wakes up dead today. If Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are already doing what they are doing when he's still there, I think it's going to be worse if Mugabe wakes up dead, you know, any day. So right now, what he's trying to do probably is to, you know, unsettle Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF, or even get Mnangagwa out of the way. And he knows that his children, his family, his wife is safer even with an MDC government or with any other person. He never trusted Mnangagwa from the very beginning. So I don't think Mugabe is just doing what he's doing just to spite Mnangagwa. I think there is more to it than meet the eye. It might be just about his family as well, the safety of his family.
Okay.
And also the importance is the timing, because if Mnangagwa and Chiwenga become elected constitutionally, they would be in trouble. So it is up to him to derail that now when it's still came.
Because at the moment they haven't got mandate.
They haven't got a mandate. They are unconstitutional. They're still seeking international approval. But you can see they're trying to buy time. If these guys become elected and constitutional, the thing that they are going to do to G40, you will not like. This is the reality. Right now, they're in a catch-22 situation because they are unelected. They are still coup leaders. So once they are elected and legitimate, they will say we are pursuing corruption and so on and target their political purpose. And they are doing mine at the moment. And Mugabe knows that. Because once the elections are done and these guys are elected, he then becomes completely irrelevant, as some are saying, right?
All right. Sekuru.
Wait.
Right. Anything to add on that, or you stick to your point that you don't want to talk about Mugabe? He's a goner.
Mugabe don't be serious. We wasted time.
All right. Thank you, Sekuru. Let me read this one. DJ, Mugabe has no significance in this matter. Nekuti regarding the world, he resigned, and Emerson Mnangagwa is running scared now. Ana support yacho kuma rural areas. I agree with that guy who said ask Cheundo. Okay. This one is saying that is it Mugabe or Grace using Mugabe? Wow, what a question. What is Mukoma Painful saying here? Mugabe lost it. ED was respecting Mugabe as someone who was a father figure to him. With what he is said to be doing, you will see the tempo change. He will be treated like any opposition leader. He will lose some of his properties. Zototanga and Zatotanga Herald now calling him Mr. Mugabe. The old man lost his way and is still in denial. He will die a very lonely man with clueless, self-destructing opposition. ED will roam to victory. Dimkoma painful there. Aha. Now, zvandapita panapa Zimbabwe regai tichinje mpaka. Regai ndimbonwira mvura nhasi ndine orange juice. Ndo yandiri kumwa nhasi uno hakuna tea kuno. It's warming up a little bit. It's about 6 degrees here. So I've got some orange juice here. Regai ndimbonwira tuma orange juice and we'll be back after this short musical break. And when we come back, maybe Sekuru will have something to say about this. What now for Thokozani Khupe after the 7 days ultimatum that she was given passes? And what about that fracas which happened in Bulawayo there? Does Chamisa has to try and engage Khupe to bring back Khupe on board to try and lure the Matabeleland vote? That's next on the show.
Shumarire unozenyedze Zimnet Radio idzi ndaswera panapa ndichiterera mhanzi vamwe vachidonhedza ndiro dzakapenga. Iwe garapa ndati garapa unzwe masounds ari kudonhedzwa panapa iZimnet chete iyoyi.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnet
so much. Thank you so much. Exactly a minute before the hour of 11, Kunoku United Kingdom. Now, if you're just joining us, we're just talking a little bit about what has come out now in Zimbabwe there, where we are beginning to see Mugabe coming out in a noise yekuti he didn't actually resign, you know, and all the rest of it, and that Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are illegitimate and all the rest of it. Now, some people here are saying that this is a blessing in disguise for the opposition in Zimbabwe. They should encourage this. Mugabe should come out and say all these things to discredit Mnangagwa and Chiwenga there. And some are even going as further and saying, you know, it looks like Mnangagwa is panicking because if Mugabe's noises are non-relevant, he wouldn't even dare talk about it on a podium or even entertain it at all. But anzi kuvunduka chati kwatara unge unekaturikwa na wamwe mkoma watitumira kuno. But kune wamwe warukutaura kuti anything chinongonzi chataurwa na Mugabe kana zvabva kuna Mugabe, to hear the name Mugabe disgust them, and they don't want to talk about that. Mugabe is a goner, and whatever he does or he doesn't do, they don't take notice of it. That's what other people are saying here. I don't know where you are as well, you won't tell which side of the coin you are. But anyway, for the sake of time, we need to move on. We heard that in Bulawayo, there was a violence as well erupted there, where Mugabe Khupe, you know, was beaten up, and Anofamba Nawo was beaten up. Now, someone posted something on Facebook and said that those guys who were beating up Mugabe Khupe in Bulawayo were actually from Harare. Now, I don't know them, but someone was suggesting that these people were sent from Harare. The big question is, who sent them? Someone was saying to me, really, Nelson Chamisa, whatever he does, he really needs to get hold of Mugabe Khupe and bring her back on board, because she will bring the Matabeleland fort with her. And also, it's, you know, it would be nice to have her there, because she was there when MDC started. Now, last week, Paka Endoswa, Nelson Chamisa, you know, I know that people like Wanase Kuru do not accept it, but that's what we are meant to believe, that he was endorsed as the leader of the MDCT. Now, Mugabe Khupe arikupuwa 7 days. I caught last Thursday, they said, 7 days kuti tigadzirisana. But today, 7 days have elapsed. I don't know, Sekuru, you might want to shed a light. What's going on? Has Mugabe Khupe been dealt with now? Is she back in the party? What's going on, Sekuru?
It's stalemate.
It's still stalemate.
Yeah. Because vanhu vacho vari kupa ma-ultimatums iwawo. Amazingly, vari kupa ma-ultimatum acho vachiti ndivanani. This is where the problem is. We are a constitutional party. We've got a constitution. The constitution spells out our behaviors at any given point in time. Now, when somebody just wakes up and says, I'm going to give you an ultimatum to do this and this and this, it is not in the constitution.
Okay. So, Sekuru, you are saying that it's still stalemate there. But who is winning here and who is losing after all this?
The only thing that is losing is the party. Nobody is winning. The party is losing. Nobody is winning because chinonzi kuwinaga kwaitiri isusu MDC chototi kuwinaga is to become the government of Zimbabwe. That's what we call Kuwin. So in this particular instance, you are looking at the issue of becoming a president with MDC, which is nothing. The important thing is to be the president of Zimbabwe. Who is going to get to be the president of Zimbabwe can only come through a properly constituted way. In this particular instance, who is properly contesting as a constituted and elected member of or a leader of a party? It can't be, certainly it can't be Mnangagwa or it can't be Chamisa. There's no way.
So, I mean, Sekuru, it looks like we are going in circles here. Imimi Sekuru chimbonyatso ndudza isekuru. I know last week and now zonyatso na time nemiaka naka ifunza. I mean, so what do you want? What do you want to see happening? You are very unhappy with the whole situation. What should happen, Sekuru? What do you want to see happening in your country?
I want the National Council to implement the constitution of the MDC in its letter and the spirit. First of all, if there is a dispute on a constitutional matter, the first thing that the council should do is to refer that matter to the Arbiter General. And the Arbiter General will adjudicate. If anybody is unhappy, then they can approach the courts after exhausting domestic remedies. Here we have a constitutional argument which has been created by a national council which is failing to implement a resolution of the council of the Congress. The resolution of the Congress is if a president should vacate office for whatever reason, whether it be death, whether it be resignation, whether it be recall, whether it be, the deputy president will act. And whilst the deputy president is acting, they will be compelled to stage a congress of the party within 12 months. Now, the only thing that was at issue here was we can't wait for 12 months when we are faced with the general election. We need a substantive leader before the general election. Not to say we don't want to go to Kugu or we want to endorse. There's nothing in the constitution that says anybody can be endorsed.
Okay, that's what you are unhappy with, Sekuru. So, I mean, now that someone was endorsed, should you be moving on, Sekuru?
No.
How do we move on? You see, the problem is when we move on as one, or we move on separately.
Now, so Sekuru, so from what you are telling me here, Thokozani Khupe should be now the president of MDC pending Congress. Now, if Thokozani Khupe came up tomorrow and say, Kuti, Ndini MDCT inini, is this not going to be a split again?
No, Thokozani Khupe does not have to say anything. Thokozani Khupe is constitutionally the deputy president of the MDC, elected at Congress in 2014. The Constitution says in the event of the president leaving office for whatever reason, the deputy president, it doesn't say the vice president, it says the deputy president will act, right? And in her acting capacity, she should cause for Congress to sit and elect a substantive leader of the party as the president. And that Congress is going to be within 12 months, not that it is going to wait for 12 months. It is going to be within 12 months of the death of the past president. So it can be held 2 weeks after. It can be held a month later after. It can be held 6 months later, depending on the circumstances. But we are faced with a general election and we need somebody to lead us, whom we are running behind in consensus. And then somebody just starts saying we want to ignore that the person who is supposed to actually do that should not do that. Or Nema vanguard, he starts hitting people everywhere with these vanguards. And then he stands up and says we are a democratic party. We are not a democratic party. What is that?
Sekuru, does Thokozani Khupe have the powers to get rid of Chamisa or to expel Chamisa from MDC?
Chamisa can be expelled, but in fact, Chamisa, as it is, after the death of Shangrai, and there is no Congress resolution to ratify his position as the vice president, Chamisa reverts back to an ordinary card-carrying member. Because the reason why he was appointed vice president was because Shangrai had said, I am sick, I can't shoulder the burden of my office. I've got to visit hospital so often. I need some assistance. And the National Council, then in fact the Congress itself said, yeah, you can get your assistance and will keep the party going rather than resign. Well, keep us, lead us, and you can get your assistance and we'll approve them. Now he's dead. What do we need the assistance for?
Now, when you explain it clearly like that, Sekuru, basically we don't need these assistants. At the end of the day, they were helping that one who was sick. He just needed a bit of help. So that person is dead. These guys should step down to their card-carrying membership, and that's it. If you explain it to me that way, Sekuru. Anyway, you know, it to me, as Sekuru, I'm exhausted. It sounds like we are going in circles here. I'm just trying to find a way forward for this. It looked like it's a stalemate. That means really there's no need to go for elections here. Because Sekuru, if you were in Zimbabwe yourself and Chamisa is on a ballot paper, you're not going to vote for Chamisa, are you? With the anger that you have.
Actually, I would campaign him to the party. I would say, this man is cheating you. He is not representing the party. He's representing something else. Because the party is the constitution. Once you start breaching the constitution, then you are no longer party to the party.
Wow. So Sekuru, mubvunzo wangu ndio kuti if you are in Zimbabwe today, you and there's an election, you would abstain or you vote for Mnangagwa?
No, I will vote for those that are constitutional.
No. Sekuru, this is the question. Chamisa is the leader of the MDCT now as we speak, and his name is on the ballot paper, and you've got ED there. Are you going to vote for anyone, or are you going to abstain?
No, you've got it all wrong. The leader of the MDC, as it stands, is constitutional leader, is the deputy president in an acting capacity.
So you are telling me, Sekuru Kuti, if there was an election tomorrow, Thokozani Khupe will be on the ballot paper, not Nelson Chamisa?
No, Chamisa can be on the ballot paper, but not on MDC as an MDCT president.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. So thank you so much, Sekuru. It's quite interesting. Thank you. Right. Khupe was elected by Congress for a reason. She was chosen. Why didn't Chamisa put himself forward in that legitimate contest at the time if he is so popular? I can't believe MDC, with all its people, are allowing this mafia rule. Having said that, I wonder if she stands a chance as a woman and as a developed person. Are Zimbabweans open-minded enough to recognize her on merits alone? I do not know. There's some tribal issues coming through there. I agree. All right, Sekuru, 1 second. 1 second, Sekuru. I agree na Sekuru. Chokwadi Nero. Chokwadi Chiripo should. Chokwadi Nero should not leave out Tete Toko. Otherwise, come election, the MDC is doomed. Right, okay. Chamisa can be the next president of Zimbabwe somewhere around 2023. Ah, God. Zimbabwe is backing Nelson Chamisa. Sekuru ngavagare zvavo nechazuro wakatosara kumashure. If she does that, na sekuru wake hawalume wakumana.
Do you think that frightens me? When we formed the MGC, Mugabe said, "Hamuna zvamunoita," and at the end of the day, what happened? We are not frightened about that. That is politics.
Chief Sose.
DJ.
Chief Sose, I'm exhausted now. I'm normally not exhausted with this. I just don't understand. Now, what now for MDC? This is absolutely chaos, isn't it? What now? I mean, Thokozani Khupe was given 7 days, and today we're hoping kuti chance for something. Kuti has she reconciled or she's gone her own way? Nothing. It's just nothing coming out. What on earth is going on?
Yeah, it's chaotic, and it's very unfortunate. Sometimes you wonder whether we are a cursed nation or not, because this was a great opportunity for opposition parties to unite and do something meaningful for the people of Zimbabwe. Because at the end of the day, the people of Zimbabwe will be the biggest loser. I don't know what's going on in MDC, but whatever is going on, it's not supposed to be the way it is. What is going on is undemocratic. What is going on is unprecedented. And you can see that there are people who are around there who doesn't have a foresight and who are forgetting, in Shona we say Chazuro, Nehope. MDC, Matabeleland has always been an MDC stronghold. It's a good hunting ground for MDC. I mean, it's one of their strongholds. There are 3 provinces in there, and Khupe, he has been there. He stood with the MDC when other renegades were running away, when the likes of PD and Welshman were running away, were betraying the struggle, were betraying the people of Zimbabwe, betraying Morgan Tsvangirai. Khupe stood in there. She has been attacked. On the women's card, on the fact that she's Matabeleland, she's from Matabeleland, but she has stood steadfast. And for someone to just come and try to kick her out like that, it's not going to work. And that's the reason why you haven't seen anything, even though the 7-day ultimatum has come to pass. They cannot do anything to her. Who is going to do anything? Chamisa Wacho is not even legitimately elected. So he doesn't even have powers to fire anyone or to expel anyone. He might have to ask other people who were elected in Congress to do that. Even up to now, we have all seen what Obed Kutu wrote. He hasn't even been served with the letter. How can he be suspended? How can he even concur that he is suspended when he wasn't written a letter? How can he concur to something that he is seeing on social media? So in as far as he is concerned and as far as all right-thinking people are concerned, Obed Gudu is still the spokesperson for MDC. And I can tell you right now, Nelson Chamisa is not going to expel Thokozani Khupe, because he knows that, he cannot do without Matabeleland. That is, if he's serious of winning a national election. You cannot think of winning a national election when you are abusing and neglecting 3 essential provinces. That's not going to work unless he doesn't want, I will repeat that part, unless he's not interested in winning a national election, which we already suspect. It's something that we have been talking, people have been talking about, and we have been talking about that Chamisa doesn't even care if he wins or if he loses the national election. But what we are seeing right now is, a movement towards a unity government. And Chamisa wants to position himself. That's why, you can see the speed in which he has been moving. He wants to be at a certain place at a certain time. You saw what he did in the parliament yesterday. He just threw away, an MDC resolution on his own. He did not consult anyone. He did not talk to anyone. He just reverses an important policy for the MDC, where they had said they would not attend any national gathering in Zimbabwe because those gatherings were being abused by ZANU-PF. They were not for Zimbabweans. And even now, if MDC is going to be seen on 18 April, Independence Day, at the National Sports Stadium, what would they be doing? What are they celebrating? Which independence are they celebrating? Are we now saying we are now agreeing with what Morgan Tsvangirai was not agreeing? That independent, we are truly independent. We are still fighting. We are still fighting for our independence. If MDC officials are going to be seen on 11 August at the National Heroes Acre, what are they going to be celebrating? Which heroes are they celebrating? As far as I am concerned, all those people who are at the National Heroes Acre are thieves and murderers. And I will never honor them. There are just a few, maybe an Atongo guy. But the majority of them are thieves. And we all know that. And all those other ones who are going to be buried there, who are still alive, who are thieves. We all know that. So how dare he goes to reverse a policy like that without consultation? Leaders at MDC, and it means even us, we also have to go to the Heroes Acre. We also have to go to the National Sports Stadium to celebrate Independence Day. But we all agreed a long time ago that there is nothing to celebrate. But we have Nelson Chamisa going in there and reversing those policies. And what I'm seeing right now is what the people of Zimbabwe are seeing. It's just the small stuff of what we are going to expect if Chamisa ever becomes president. And I doubt you ever get there with the way he's going around right now. So I stand with what I hear from Thokozani Khupe. She was on SABC. She was being interviewed. She is still maintaining that she is the actual president, acting president of the MDC, and she will only respect a leader who will come out of a national congress. And that is the right thing. And I can tell you that a lot of people will stand with Thokozani Khupe because she is standing for the right. She is standing for the truth. And a leader who is going to represent MDC must come from a national elective congress where people choose him, not where just a bunch of crooks sit down and say, this is the person we want.
All right. Aiwa, thank you so much. Mukoma Tish, what's your take on this looking from outside there?
You know my position already. I was insisting on this constitutional provision, and I even went so far as to say even the coup leaders in ZANU-PF had to go through a semblance of Congress immediately after it, barely 2 weeks after their coup, to ensure that Mnangagwa became legitimate in terms of the ZANU-PF constitution. This is the order of the day in any democratic organization. Is to hold dear the supremacy of your constitution. Up to this day, I've asked most of my friends in MDC, why did Chamisa, if he is as popular as he is, not simply play along with Khupe, go to Congress, defeat him, check off? I don't understand why all these other razzmatazz had to happen. Why, if he is as popular and as anointed as they all claim, and as they all say, and it's nothing to do with tribalism or trying to usurp power, Why did he just simply play along, play dead, go to Congress, take off? To me, that's how simple it is. So I still don't get to understand until someone can really explain clearly why it is done the way it was done. I don't understand it.
Right, it's very ununderstandable. And Teto Mashoko, welcome to the show.
Oi, Magadini Mose.
Tinofara says happy Women's Day.
Thank you.
Now, Tete, this is the story. I've got a bit of a headache now, to be honest with you. And it takes a lot for me to have this headache. I just don't know what's happening in the MDC. I'm totally and utterly, disturbed with the whole situation. Really. What are we now? We haven't got MDC now. It's gone, isn't it? Absolutely gone.
Not really.
But what's going on? Sekuri is telling me that if he flies to Zimbabwe today, he will not vote for Nelson Chamisa. He's not the leader of the MDC.
Well, not really. Apana nyaya inonzi haigadziriki. Hakuna zvinhu zvakadaro. You know what? Let's go back to the root of all this. If you remember about 3 months back, sounds like a year, tichitaura nezvekuti baba vangu Tsvangirai ngavasiye zvinhu zvagadzirika, ngavasiye
vanyatsoti. We have discussed that time and time again, and I concur. I was the one here who insisted that Tsvangirai should step down. He should step down. The disease that he's suffering from, we know it is not gonna survive, and we were bashed here to say that you're not God and whatnot. Me and Sally, I can remember that, and I can dig the podcast.
There as well.
Yes, you were there. The problem I have now, going back to discuss that again, really, we are going back. What it is now is, I am intrigued. If the election is called tomorrow in Zimbabwe, who is going to be on the ballot for MDC?
You know what? I'll play the devil's advocate here. I can tell you, Chamisa no will. Here's why. Chamisa, and it's not about his eloquence. It's not about kuva nuna mata. And somehow he appeals kune madzimai vanozviti madzimai vemisangano and so forth and so on. One thing that we have to learn as Zimbabweans, and kana tiri kuda kuti nyika yedu ibudirire, is to pay attention kana vanhu vachitaura and really understand and hear the words dzavanenge vachitaura. When you hear yourself speaking, ndo paunonzwa varungu vachiti, you know what, you like to hear the sound of your own voice. That means you are not really listening to what other people are saying. It might not be what you want to hear, but vari kutaura zvine musoro. The first question I would ask a random person is why. Do you know, I've been listening off and on Masho's essay. I've never really heard anybody say, why do you like Chamisa and what is wrong with Khupe? I am all for women advocacy and empowerment yevakadzi. That's my bread and butter thing. But in a way, I felt Kuti Khupe was kind of falling short. I'm still okay, Khupe akatora Mnangagwa party, but I would hope she will learn from that. Do you know the way she communicated na Tsvangirai? Even paya vanhu mataxi pavakamuendera kuoffice kwake, Tsvangirai then had to come out and say, no, I'm creating room ekuti tigare pasi titaurirane. When a person, especially when you are a leader and you can't sit down and find dialogue and then you resort to mudslinging, that is what we grew up in as NPF. People are just replicating what we have known and what we don't like and where we don't want to be taken. That's one thing vanhu chavasiri kunzwisa. Nothing personal about Khupe in the sense yekuti those people who are bringing tribalism, it was how it was done, period. And how Chamisa managed to stay in the sidelines, never really got into the fray. knew kuti panapa pari kuda a voice iri calm, pari kuda even when he's talking really kuti tinganyatso pinpointa kuti akambotuka munhu by name. People are missing the point totally. Khupe as a leader, let me finish my point. As a leader, Khupe nhasi akapuwana platform yaanobvuma iye ega to foster confidence and kurakidza kuti I'm a person who can be corrected. I'm human. Ndinokanganisa, but I can be corrected. Akatora platform iye zvino yekubvuma number one kuti yes, we had my discrepancies edu na baba. Vasati vashaya. My discrepancies edu were, and being transparent about it. And then over moving forward, I'm ndikukumbira my elders vauye ini Chamisa nevamwe vese tonogara tega, and we hammer this. We are not leaving until we hammer this pachedu. No tribalism, no chi iwe wakaita zvakati. We are lacking leaders who bring people together. Ndosaka nhasi zvakusekwa nevanhu vachinzi MDCC to MDCK. People should learn to put aside pride. People should learn by zvakaitwa neZANU-PF. ZANU-PF yakabatana. Forget it and zvenyu kuma elections. ZANU-PF iri kunowina because vakaziva chinhu one. Vakayamwa zamu rimwe chete.
Tete, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
But Tete, that's why I'm saying kuti ndane headache. You know, the constitution of MDC, it's clear. It's clear. And I have got a clip here where Changrai was recorded saying that Mavais Angu Aya, Chamisa, Namzuri, they are helping me. They are part of me. Saka kufawaita Changirai, they should have disappeared from the scene. That's really the correct concept of it. Now I understand politics, tomorrow mama zazim. But this is the correct procedure that should have been followed. Khupe should have taken over. End of story. Really to be frank about the situation.
And you are 100% right.
Right.
Here is what age has taught me. No matter how much you want to separate Western models or practices and cultural practices, the moment you separate those, you're going to have problems. Zimbabweans are very cultural people. In the sense, yes, we have a very westernized model, democracy. The constitution stands as it is. Anoda kutaura kuti Khupe, when you disrespect munhu mukuru, and then you bring in kuti constitution should stand and speak for you, you're a liar. As much as I'm a woman, panapandishida kuti inin ndinofanira kuva nema equal rights and everything else, I also still know my place. Andimbofi ndakapesurira vatezvara vangu apa, handife ndakapesurira vakuru vemusha.
Rega ndibvunze mubvunzo Tete, ndibvunze mubvunzo.
Yes.
Kutaura nyaya yeculture. Muri kuti culture yaita sei zvakaitwa
Khupe should have respected Tsvangirai. Period.
Mirai ndibvunze mubvunzo wacho. Muri kuti imimi culture and then moona Chamisa akaenda kunogara naka kunogova zvinhu zvemunhu, kunotora chinzvimbo chemunhu, munhu asati atombobuda chero mumba maanga afira. Ndo chivanhu chedu here ichocho.
Right. I'm going to quote somebody else.
Vanangoenderera mberi nchingokudza kuti atoita hapana munhu akavenga Chamisa. Kuvengwa maitiro ari kuita zvinhu zvacho.
Mirai ndikubate improve.
Akanowina kucongress. Hapana anombotadza kumusapota.
You are 100% right.
Remusangano gwara ranga rirasave.
You are 100% right, but I'm going to quote somebody who is here I've always respected. Uncle Tichirumwe Gore vakati, if you think power is going to be handed to you, you are a joker. Ndosaka kuchinzi kune word rekunzi kune ma opportunistic people. You see a gap, you move in. Ukabgaira ndizvozvo. And that is what has happened. That's why I'm saying now it will take vanhu vane integrity and vanhu vanogona kuyananisa kuunza vanhu kuti vataurirane so that they foster zvakasiya zvatadzwa nababa Tsvangirai. Iye zvino ivo vana chezvara vangwana sekuru vari kutaura kavatenge matiketi vadzokere kumusha. Torai vana vavo vovagarisa pasi kunyatsoti you are doing more damage right now and we don't need it. This is what we need. And Iwe Chamisa, a leader, will come out. How he's going to respond to that will prove the kind of leader that he is. Toko brought, I'm very sorry to say this, I like her, nothing personal. Toko brought this to herself. Umbimbindoga never, hakuna chaunovaka ne umbimbindoga. Toko, when she was called by her leader, she should have came ogara pasi vokataurirana. Iye otaura zviri mumwoyo make, Vatsvangirai vachiri mupenyu dero vakataura zviri mumwoyo mavo. Then even in us, munoziva, it's very easy to blame somebody. No, 1 second, vatezvara wangu.
Yeah, okay.
Tinoti Baba Tsvangirai was vakakanganisa, Baba Tsvangirai vakakanganisa. I will again play the devil's advocate. Baba Tsvangirai had his hands tied. Toko didn't talk na Baba. Let's be honest.
Right. Okay. Kune vamwe vanhu vasati vataura manje apa zvinozondiitira hazvizoiti mushe mukoma tichi. Yes, regai mboenda kuna mukoma tafadzwa. Please go ahead.
Ndandoda kutoti rambai ipe henyu tete time yangu because wari kutaura zvana handichada kutaura.
Zvamamuchada kutaura. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, so mukoma teach, you can ask your question.
Inini mubvunzo wangu ndewekudai. Khupe akaramba alliance from the word go, especially when the allocation of seats in average was put across. Nekuti she considered MDC already dominates and should be guaranteed. And by the time the alliance went for launching, she had clearly took a position, which is a democratic thing within the movement. It had nothing to do with the disrespecting Tsvangirai, but taking a position of her own conviction. So by the time, unfortunately, Tsvangirai became sick till he died and all these other things happened, Khupe had a clear position, which she still holds today. And the only people that have been pushing Chamisa forward are the same people of the alliance that want to benefit from the MDCT. It's not Khupe's fault that she has stood by her conviction even before Tsvangirai. It's not disrespect. It's a political position she is taking based on the strength that she thinks she has in that region where she resides. So at the end of the day, all I can understand is the opportunism part that Mnangagwa is talking about. That is, Chamisa has been opportunistic in trying to wrestle power. But I'm also saying, was that opportunity real or not? Because he could simply still have played along and taken that power without all this animosity that's happening. And I also want to say, I can't see where Khupe becomes the author of her misfortune because she has a position against the alliance. She simply stated it when Tsvangirai was alive. So we can't hold it.
Can I say something as well?
She stated it. She stated her position, but she acted in great defiance to the greater cause, the bigger cause of what the party was trying to achieve. No. I'm not. I understand what you're saying. I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
That is the problem with politics in Zimbabwe. My politicians eduka vanotibata ransom muzvimwe zvinhu because fine iposition yake ane right to choose what she desires or what she thinks is right, but the majority of us want.
Who's the majority? That's what I'm trying to understand.
No. The majority of the party, of the MDC.
It's not the majority, because 7
No.
people showed up for the.
No.
There was a policy meeting out of 67 people. 7 showed up. It don't say majority because you don't have a definitive number of who the majority are. Did you hold an election? That's what I want to understand. When you say majority, what is the methodology you're using to define majority?
So President Tsvangirai wakaita tour muZimbabwe vachivhizita ma chiefs in the rural areas, vakavhizita ma provinces ese in Zimbabwe.
We're not arguing about an alliance. I want to know who's the majority. And you put Chamisa. That's the methodology you're using. You went around touring for a congress.
All right.
For an alliance.
Okay, hold on.
No, hold on. I'm disputing where people keep saying the majority.
Okay.
There is a reason why elections are happening.
Tete, please hold.
Elections are used.
Okay, fine.
No, Tete, let me ask Tete Mashoko and Mkoma Tafadzwa there. I know your question. Let me ask you. Hold on a second. Now, Tete Mashoko and Mkoma Tafadzwa, I can sense that you are one. You are in that camp. Let's go na Chamisa. Chamisa is our leader. Now we have accepted it. Whatever was here last week and he accepted, he said Chamisa is now our leader and we should just unite behind him.
Yes.
I personally have got a massive problem with that, if I may say. Now, coming from a non-political affiliation myself. Now, if you guys say Muna Akanga Afa, there should be a Congress to elect a leader. I asked Wafe last week, he could not answer me. My question was, what was the method used to appoint Vachamisa kuti vapinda? Pane here mamwe candidates akaconsidwa, right? Or it was just a matter of kungopinda mu room and say, right, Tetwe Mashoko, you are now the leader, and that's the end of it. Or vamwe vakapuwa mukana kuti wamonzora naningi pane vari kuda here kucontesta. Vanhu vakati hatisi kuda kucontesta, only one candidate yokuda. Fair and fine. But pakanzi munhu ongonzi achuzwa, it doesn't sit well with me. I have to say, it doesn't sit well with me. This is why people are arguing in Mkoma Tafadzwa na Tete Mashoko. If you want to explain to the people how this method was used, and were there any candidates there that Chamisa defeated for him to become the leader?
You know what?
No, you're good.
You know what? I might not really be happy about how Chamisa came into power, but I actually admire him. Fortune knocks at man's door once or twice in a lifetime. The fact that his door was opened by Baba Tsvangirai, some people, that's all they need. That's just it. And you can't fault somebody for being cunning. You can hate them for being that, but at the same time, if they manage to get away with it, so be it. That it's neither here nor there. Let me be very clear. When you iwe ukapua saka murumo wangu faininas andite po ya trimbo bamnini ndoenda ndonopa bamnini trimbo bamnini waramba wakatarisa trimbo bankuru wouya bankuru ndiwo wabva batoti ini mushanda kuchengeta, and then people are like, but trimbo yakaenda kuna uyu. He became opportunistic. I know it's a stupid example, sorry, Yandapa, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Munhu akazvingwarira akaiona ma problems angaripo, who can advocate for himself and for others, and so be it. Why we are all arguing about it or even going on about it, that's why I'm saying Toko brought this mess to herself. Those who were,
That she did.
you know what, those who were there, vakuru, penu angari in good standing, never kuru, nevamwe vese vanga varipo. Right now they would be fighting in a corner. Chamisa would have been shipped out. Hakuna zvinhu zvakadaro. The fact that there are my elders who are actually standing behind Chamisa, that division yakaregera iye toko ichiitika. Now it's biting unfortunately in the, you know.
Tete kana murukuti, yeah. Kana murukuti opportunistic mimi. Rekaini kupeo muenzaniso wangu uripano. Wekuti, I like a girl, right? I like a girl, yeah. Right? Then ndozo ndomoona ari mumatambudziko, or she's in a vulnerable place. And I take advantage of her being in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
You can't condone that.
You say that because unfortunately you have never lived in America. Ma British munonyanya kupfeka ma boil hats enyu ne trimbo. One thing the American system teaches you is you get an opportunity, you move in. The next thing, settled. Because opportunities come once in a lifetime at times.
Okay, all right, guys.
Let me come in and say.
No, guys. We want to be fair. Mkoma tafadhali, we want to be fair na Tete Mashok. Tete Rosie, chimbota urayo picha.
Okay, see, we can argue all day long. Kuti, this is great. Hey, support Chamisa. But that's not the reality that's going on right now. It's not the reality. Because
what's the reality?
The reality is, and let me speak.
Chamisa is president. That's a reality right now.
I'm going to speak.
Oh, hold on, Mkoma. Taurai Tete Rose.
The reality is, there's been a lot of issues going on behind the scenes that have been happening. This week, MDC was categorically told by some civic movements who were sponsoring them that the sponsorship is gone until this whole situation is rectified. Those are some of the things that are going on.
Yeah.
Now, can I say, I have not finished yet. You support Chamisa, good for you. We don't all have to do what you want.
Of course.
Okay.
Nobody's saying you should.
The guy was say, guys. Please let her finish.
What I'm going to say. Let me speak and say what I'm going to say. This all could have been handled very differently, in a way that would have actually enhanced the brand of MDC. If Chamisa was as popular as you say to be, he would have agreed to go to a Congress. He would have won that Congress and showed a new dispensation to the new generation that we do things differently. We respect the Constitution. We respect the laws.
And the Constitution was followed.
Excuse me, sir. I am talking.
It was followed.
In your opinion, it was followed. It doesn't make it fact.
Sometimes constitutional things are based on interpretation.
Well, the reason why Thokozani has not been fired is because Chamisa can't fire her.
No, it's because they're reasonable people. There's no reason to fire her. She's one of us. There's no reason to fire her. She's one of us.
Excuse me, I think if you respect, let us
see how that works out for you.
No, we're not going to fire her. If we can keep her in the party, that's what we want.
Let us finish.
You can't. Let me finish what I'm saying. This could all have been resolved. Now there's a number of issues. Madonnas are dropping out. That is a fact. Someone actually, a huge donor person who saved Khupe from the violence. Do you know what that lady said? She said Chamisa is a monster. Okay, this is somebody who runs a huge civic organization.
Okay. So that's so now you're just throwing accusations to somebody who can. A monster.
I don't need to throw accusations.
A monster. Can you?
Excuse me.
If you don't like the person, that's fine. Just stay factual about it.
What someone does.
So stay factual about it.
Tafazwa, you need to be respectful of others. Let her speak.
I am being factual. Just because you
No,
don't
she's not. She said he's a monster. That's an objective opinion.
No, I didn't say. No, someone said that. I didn't say I said that. I said that.
You're saying it now. Obviously, you're.
Excuse me. Let me finish talking.
Okay, Mkoma Tafazwa, can you hold on? Can you hold on? Guys, can you just hold on? Tete Rosie, please, itai ga. Nobody should interject, please, guys. Let her finish.
Okay, so there's not only just issues, people have issues with what's going on in terms of how things were done with the Constitution. There's an issue of violence, consistent violence that has occurred, where now there's a situation where no matter how many mistakes she made, the woman has been attacked 3 times in over a year. And then you see the same vanguard that is being, people who are being accused of the same vanguard marching and saluting at a rally, which was cautioned in another stakeholders meeting. People who were kicked out like McCoy, that McCoy was kicked out last year for going to Bulawayo, was suspended by Trangirai, is back doing the marching and saluting. Yet he was one of the people who were leading the violence in MDC. These are all issues that are going on in MDC. If this situation is not resolved, the EU came out with a statement the other day, and the EU said the MDC is losing its credibility as an opposition party. Those are strong words, and we can keep denying all these things. Oh no, everything's okay. Oh no, people just don't like me. Oh no, this. But if this situation persists, what's going to happen is we're going to go to an election. We're going to lose an election. At the end of that election, when we lose that election, and where the leader was not even elected in Congress, even if the election was rigged, people are going to ask, some people just say, but how did you even know this person could win an election if you say you're rigged? He never won an internal election. How did you expect him to win a national election? No one is going to question rigging here, Zanupia. No one is going to care about the legitimacy. Because guess what? We didn't even care about our own legitimacy. Even when numerous people, international organizations, our donors told us, we continued as if this was helping the party. If Chamisa is popular, what is wrong with them holding an extraordinary Congress? And just so that we can unite the party and all understand that he's our winner. He has won, he has the majority. What methodology is being used to decide the majority? What methodology? Because there's no methodology. Even the National Council voted. When reporters asked how the vote was done, no one could explain. And then it turned out there was no actual vote that was actually done. So this is all by some type of consensus, some type of vote that no one can clearly define. So there's not even a methodology to this popularity.
Okay.
But we're all expected to say it's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Rosie, for that. You know what?
Can I say DJ too?
Yes, Mkoma with it. Go ahead.
I think if all the members of this panel are being honest, I think we have got to admit that Trangirai had these serious faults. Mugabe Khupe had serious faults. Chamisa has got his serious faults. Mudzuri and so forth. I can go on and on. Because if you look, just to give one example, Teach was right there to say Mugabe Khupe was right to stand by her decision. We know that one of the reasons why MDC split in 2005 was that they made a decision which was made by everybody, and then Trangirai decided to change it. At least that's what Ngube says, and nobody has ever given any convincing counter argument. So that point would have been also at the back of your mind. So we cannot deny that Trangirai had these serious problems. And I come back to this point that DJ there and Tete Machoko was saying as well, that this point was raised about a year ago, that Trangirai should resolve this properly, and he didn't. And that is why we are where we are. And I think it is tragic for the country, because this is the time when the country needed a real meaningful, coherent, and coordinated opposition party. And unfortunately, while MDC is fighting among themselves, ZANU-PF is doing their own thing. And before we know where we are, the elections are held, ZANU-PF is declared the winner. And the country is back in the mess that we are trying to get out of. And that is the real tragedy here. I honestly don't see how this issue of MDC competition is going to be resolved. And I don't see it being resolved in a hurry. What I find so disappointing here.
All right, thank you.
It's disappointing.
Please go ahead.
Yes. It's disappointing, I agree. And in a perfect world, yes, we would have wanted it to be done a certain way. But the reality at Inayo is Chamisa is the substantive president of the MDC as we speak today. In Nini, I challenge Iwoma leaders. I challenge Nelson Chamisa. I challenge Mugabe Khupe. I challenge Wamudzuri, Douglas Munzora, Obed Gutu to get in a room and resolve this issue, because at the end of the day, you, me, and all the guys on this panel, or I don't know Seguru, he may be in a decision-making position in the party, but most of us, they are disappointing most of us. And you see, I'm done with the debate. We're going back and forth emotionally. But if you look at it, we are actually the victims of these egomaniacs in power who cannot understand that it's the people who they represent. It's the people who are desperate for change. So why can't you all sit down and say, let's do the right thing, let's move in the right path that gives us the better chance as a party to move forward? And all my messages, and do that will pass Sekuru, because all these historical facts that you talk about, when I Sekuru we're part of some of these decisions. For example, your two vice presidents, it just didn't happen. There were people who were there who should have opposed, who should have been against it, and it happened. So at the end of the day, when you are again, those same leaders, they're tussling and turning and doing all these things, whilst us the people are suffering, whilst us the people are marginalized, whilst us the people tanetseka tatambura tiri munyika dzino idzi dzevarungu, ivo vachingoramba vachinetsana back and forth. So at the end of the day, my expectation is Mugabe Khupe, Nelson Chamisa, Wamudzuri need to find resolve to this issue in a way that moves us forward and unifies the party, and at least gives us hope that something could change this year in this year's election. Because they're holding ransom to my dreams and the youth, especially the youth. Youth have nothing. They've not had any opportunities in Zimbabwe for the last 15 years. When we watch you still stay in Zimbabwe, they still stay in their parents' houses. And yet, these leaders are busy playing games and throwing stones at each other, and actually even using us, the people and the members, to cause further division in the country. It's unfair. And so I implore these leaders to find a way, to find resolve. This whole issue of, if I don't get my way, then it's the highway. We don't want that. That's egomaniacs. Nando, for example, mnozia kuno ku America kwatiri, mnozia party ya Trump, my Republicans, they didn't want this guy. But akapinda, I've not heard one person who left the Republican Party and decided to start their own party. They all came together. They stayed within the party. They are working with the guy. Some of them are even in his cabinet. We need that sort of mature politics in Zimbabwe, where leaders accept this is what it is. Saga, let's work together to fight the common cause.
All right. Thank you so much. Sally, have you got anything to say there?
You know, this is one thing that really pains me. Okay. Right from the beginning, I said that Tsvangirai should step down and call a Congress and elect a new leader and tell the people why, and finished. This is now what's left behind. And I'm sorry, I know that I'm going to be performed at about it, but this is something that I never, ever liked about Tsvangirai. Okay? To me, it's selfish. Now we have got people, you see, Zimbabweans accept mediocrity, and this is what I just do not understand. Well, Chamisa's there, we'll work with him. How he got there is not right, according to the party. If the man was so secure and so popular, like Titcher said, call a Congress, get voted in properly so that you've got a firm foundation to start from. No, he's shouting at this one and screaming at that one, and I couldn't believe that salute that he was getting from those dudes in that kind of army uniform. I mean, that is a very highly military, ceremonial, very significant thing, okay, that is done in the military. It's got huge significance.
Sorry, the vanguards have always been there. This is not new.
But please, Tafadza, I kept quiet, okay? Can you do me a favor? I don't care if they were there for 1,000,000 years.
I just want to help you understand what they represent.
They represent a private bleeding army for the MDC. That's what they're representing.
No, back in 2000, when ZANU-PF
by doing what they did so publicly, that is a military significance. It's not for a toy boy with a penny halfpenny uniform, okay, and a sword that he got out of some sword machine or something.
Sally, vanguards were started when MDC members were being murdered by ZANU-PF.
I'm finished. I'm not saying anything more. Let Tafadzwa take over and everybody else.
No. I think the vanguards issue, I just want to bring clarity. When thousands or hundreds of people were being killed by ZANU-PF, army, green bombers and everything, the MDC resolved that we needed to protect each other in some way, in some form or fashion. That's when they came about. They've not ever killed anybody. They've not ever done anything where one's life was lost. They were really there and established to protect defenseless Zimbabweans and party members who were being murdered left, right, and center in the country. So that's how they were established. So to compare them to a military junta is, I mean, it may seem that way, but the reality is they're not.
DJ, can I just add to the McCoy who did the salute was actually suspended from the party by Tsvangirai.
Oh no, I get it. And the individual was, but the vanguard itself, where it came from.
Yes, but I'm just saying the one who was leading the vanguard in that march, who was doing the sword and marching, is a person who was suspended in helping initiate violence last year. The person who was up on the podium saying, our revolutionary leader, Wamba Diawamba Chamisa. That's the person, that's the image. No, that's the image that's going out there, because we keep hearing this thing, but you keep forgetting perception. Image is going out.
I think there's a problem here. Tafadzwa, I'm sorry to say that. I think you're totally wrong. You can't compare Trump with Chamisa. Trump went through a normal. Let me finish. Let other people talk. Trump went through the normal democratic process of going through the primaries of the Republican, and he was elected by the Republican Party. And people are saying, yeah, Chamisa was not elected by anybody. And this idea of saying, well, let's just rally around him. If he is not the quality, you end up with the same problem where you elect somebody who turns out to be the wrong person, incompetent, and nobody has got confidence in him from the word go, and therefore then his administration is likely to be a weak one. That is why it is to have a clear the deck, have a clean election, and have somebody whom people can say, I've got the mandate of the membership. And as for this Vanguard thing, what we have got to realize here is that one of the things ZANU-PF wants to do is lure everybody into a violent situation. One of the excuses they've been using for violence is it's not coming only from ZANU-PF, it's coming from both sides. Let's be honest about it. Your Vanguard can never win a physical confrontation with ZANU-PF thugs, because even if Nankiri, they are matching each other man for man, the ZANU-PF thugs have got the whole state machinery behind them. You can never win. The police, they will report you to the police, and you are the one who will be picked up and thrown in jail. And ZANU-PF thugs will never be picked up. That is what is so dangerous about having these private armies when you've got a dictatorship like ZANU-PF. You're only luring people into a dangerous situation. If ZANU-PF finds that they need to use violence and MDC responds to it, they can now turn around and say, look, ZANU-PF people were being attacked by MDC, what did you expect? Even if it was ZANU-PF who attacked them. So it is important that that point is made. And people don't make the mistake of thinking MDC now has got an army to protect them. No.
Okay. All right.
Forget that point completely.
All right.
It's not an army, really. It's not.
All right, guys. Hold on, guys.
Then they shouldn't have had a military representation like they did. Okay? That's disgusting.
Hold on, guys.
They are
Hold
really
on.
missing the point of the danger of what they're doing with the creation, where there's perception, the MDC is violent. Some people will be beating people up and saying it's MDC. This is what's going to happen.
All right.
This is not helping the situation.
Okay, all right. Hold on, guys. Let me read a couple of, quite a lot of messages coming from people. I've lost count here. Kwanzi Namkoma wants legitimacy when it comes to Chamisa. What about the Emerson Mnangagwa? That's a big question mark there. Right. Elections will resolve this because Chamisa would definitely win. That's one of my brothers there writing to me. Right. This one is saying that Chamisa is compelling everyone for a better Zimbabwe. Avo vanopokana nazvo ngavagare vakadaro. Rose appears to know everything, but we will not listen to her at all. Well said, Mukoma Tafatswa, someone is saying. Hapana patanzwa Chamisa achituka anyone. Please. Sokutaura kurukuita wangu. Right? This one is saying, Trangirai made it very clear who should take over. Chamisa has chosen to disrespect this, and as a consequence, the party. Should I read this? Tafadzwa is a representative of the thuggish disrespect that is Chamisa and his praise and worship followers. They don't let you speak, and they think the loudest voice wins. Have the dignity and respect to let people have their freedom of speech. If you have something to say, debate the facts, not on the basis that you are right and that no one else matters. This one is saying, Tetewe Mashoko has talked sense since she came on. Khupe blundered, Chamisa blundered. They all need to sit down and iron out things. Tete Rosie is just a tad too emotional. When Morgan Trangirai made his mistake, Chamisa was by his side. The only mistakes are bound to happen again. Chamisa was put up in that position by the council, which superseded a Congress. The question is, who are those individuals that sat in that council, and how many were they? Otherwise, if there are doubts, then a Congress should be called, and that's true democracy. This one is saying MDC is not just for the people who formed it. Sekuru ngavafambe nenguva. Chamisa ndiye aripanyanga. Ngavaerenge constitution mushe. Toko is just playing politics here. Matebeleland is not Zimbabwe. I concur 100% with Tetewe Mashoko. Vagona kutaura zvachose. True Tetewe Mashoko, I support her. And as for Tete Rosie, she is just a tad emotional. DJ dai zvaibvira Chamisa ambouya pachirongwa timbonzwa mutundu uzere from the horse's mouth zvaanotaura tozomubvunzawo mubvunzo. Just my thought. That would be great, wouldn't it? DJ, we are tired of those over 60s. We want Chamisa in. What if Khupe comes in and doesn't call for a Congress? That's another question mark. Alright, okay, that's fine. I think we'll end there, Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for being with us here today. For some of you who have missed the show will be on podcast by tomorrow, and Sally will be working very hard to make sure that the YouTube will be published at least by the end of tomorrow or Saturday morning at the earliest. Thank you so much everyone who have participated through our WhatsApp, and also those that have participated through our Skype there. Thank you so much. I know sometimes things will get heated here. People are emotional. It means that people do care about Zimbabwe. That's why we have such shows. My thanks to everyone.
Muzukuru wandombokumbira vanhu achiri papa pandima timboti taure 2 things or 3.
Okay.
The issue yatsvangiraika ngatiisiye pasi. Akafa, he is dead, he is finished. Okay. We are the people who are remaining, and we are trying to make up a future for us and for the children and for generations to come. Are we going to allow a situation of this new dispensation part inofanira kuita chisimba chokubvutirana, and kana mada kuti tibvutirane toti zvakanaka ngatichibvutirana tione kuti unokundwa ndiani? Or are we going to be guided by the principles of our constitution? Which is better? That question I leave it to the listeners. The second thing I do that Toko is not claiming kuti ndiri deputy president we MDC saka ndoda kugara ndiri ndoenda ku election. Ari kuti ndiri deputy president we MDC. I want us to go to the constitution. Toita Congress. Anenge asarudzwa ndiwo oenda kuma elections. What is wrong with that? Kana akaramba kubva pachinzvimbo aenda ku Congress, unonodzingwa ne Congress. So what is the problem with that? Isn't that what democracy is all about? Then finally, kana tichida kuita zvinhu zvinotivaka today, tomorrow, and the day after, let's not pick people at random and use them as our parawan of democracy. Let us think carefully what we are doing today, because tomorrow ndikanosvika inini ndikati ndave president because ndine vanhu vari munational council, what are you going to say? I'm going to say hauna vanhu, ini ndiatora vanhu vese munational council. National council is a subordinate of Congress. It must act to implement Congress decisions. Now the Congress decision is that when a president dies, the vice president acts. Not the vice president, deputy president acts. Now the deputy president is known. The Congress is clear. The constitution is clear. Why are we trying to break it apart and say yakazviparira mhosva wakaramba kutaura natsvangirai wakazodi ko tsvangirai wacho akadi kumudisciplina. We are just trying to do things the wrong way. Let's do it the right way, and then you will see wacho anenge aifana kungopinda unongopinda, kana ari Chamisa unongopinda, kana ari Khupe unongopinda, kana ari inini ndinongopinda. Do you understand? Because kana tichida kukondesta constitution inonditendera kukondesta. So why deny me the opportunity? You can't grab the opportunity and they say that the opportunity because it's clever. You are not clever. Anyway, this issue here will not be resolved on this radio station or on this radio program or in the voices Dirikutaura Pana. But what I can tell you is it's not going to go away until the constitution takes precedence.
Right, okay.
Tinotenda kuti muri kuzviziva nemashoko enyama taura kuti it won't be finished pano. Asizve imineni we are old enough to know kuti vakuru vairevei vachiti musha usina matare hauzi musha. Matare enyu, go back munonoita zvematare enyu. Western, it's there, that model constitution yenyu. Asizve kana pamusha paita problem vakuru vanogara pasi vakatonhora votaura nyaya yavo behind closed doors pasina kumudslinging, nekuti iye zvino imi vakuru zvamuri kutadza kupeta muswe yenyu honai vadiki yezvinova kutamba nemuswe yenyu. Gadzirisai musha wenyu.
Aiwa mashoko akanaka chose.
Yes, ndawagare wataurira ndozvakuitaura. Muripo patari izvozvi muripo, saka tiri kuti imimi chipindai mumarume enyu mupedzerane bhozi zvamaakuita zvaakutobvongodza isusu mamembers acho taakutukana pachedu futi pamusana penyu pekuti
handisi kutuka muzukuru wangu tafadzwa. I'm just saying usataura kuti constitution allows the National Council.
Inini my opinion in my experience, constitutional issues always involve gray area issues. They're not always substantive, definitive, and so anyone can interpret it in a different way and make a conclusion. So ndo patiri, constitution can be interpreted in different way and can have legal basis to justify a position. That's my experience. The legal issues, my legal perspective. So imimi zvakuda discussion, zvakuda ma negotiation, because paita stalemate apa seguru. Constitution iripo, but pakuda ma human relations ekuti how do we negotiate this? How do we get into a room and find common ground and a common solution so that we don't hold the ransom?
Let me just tickle your brain and how to know to be. Let's assume kuti Chamisa haditi have a substantive leader when MTC.
Yes.
Okay. Let's assume kuti Toko oina nemapepa ake oti ndini DP ari acting izvozvi kuZEC muswe nomination court. Unoziva here kuti vanhu vanosaina ndi secretary general na president kuti munhu uyu ndiye wedu, uyu hazi wedu, uyu ndo wedu, vanotenderwa chete ndi vanenge vasanirwa neparty. Saka let's assume Toko osainirwa na Monzora anominatwa as MDCT candidate. What are you going to do about Chamisa? Unaenda ne alliance anditika alliance yomsainirawo because ine ma principles ayo yomsainira oindawo ari DP ari candidate. Now what are we doing? Are we going to win that election yakadividika sezvo?
That's where you come in. That's where